Welcome to this week's episode of the Game Papas. That's right. I'm your host, Uncle Dad, also the host of Uncle Dad Talks with the legendary retro gaming nomad again on video in space. What's up, man?
How you doing, man? The second time you got me on video, we're gonna have to change this up.
Oh yeah, I like it, dude. What are you wearing?
Yeah. An old school Padres hat, and but I mean, you pay me enough in my face, so I'll show my face.
Oh, okay, okay. Yeah, so this is episode two of the Game Papas Redux. And how have you heard any feedback at all? Because I've actually gotten some feedback, and I'm curious if you got any feedback.
I did. I got a little bit. I was told it was a pretty cool episode that they liked it. I actually got because we talked about it how cutting it down to like 30 minutes because our previous podcast would reach like 3 hours.
Yeah, yeah.
I did get a comment. He's like, dude, it was too short. I wanted more, and I was like, okay, that's cool. But I think listening to our voices for that long is probably not a good idea, man.
Maybe as this show grows, we can do a Patreon where we charge people for hours. What do you think?
I don't think charging anybody to listen to me or you speak is a good idea. Let's just
Well,
say
hey, but
it's for free. It's for free.
if they're willing to pay for it, how do you?
Well, they can still donate. Maybe throw a Uncle Dad GoFundMe or something
There
like
you
that. If they want to donate, they can. Man, how about that?
go. I like that. I like that. So the last episode we called it the sample disc, and that was because it was kind of a taste of everything, right? This episode, as we kind of do the Redux series, Nomad, I'm trying to get like the key points of our past episodes that don't exist anymore, and
Uh,
get people to experience that. Well, there was an episode that we did that's one of my favorites, is where we sat down and we talked about magazines. And not only did we talk about magazines, we also did a whole deep dive into Game Informer's top 50 or top 100, which one day maybe we'll revisit again in video. And but today I got something very special for you.
all
But
right.
before I show you, I have to tell you this is not an original idea. I am borrowing this idea from one of my favorite podcasts in the world. He's also a good friend of Uncle Dad Talks. Ming Chen is affiliated with a podcast called Tell Him Steve Dave. Tell Him Steve Dave has a whole entire podcast Patreon network, and they have a series on there called TV Guys on TV Guide, where there
Hmm.
four or five buddies hang out and they go through a issue of TV Guide and they talk about memories of that time. Now, we're not doing that, obviously, but we're doing this very similar. We are going to go through July 1997. Oh, oh, oh.
Hold on. I can't see the filter. The filters.
All right,
I can't. I couldn't even see that.
I gotta take the filter off, I guess. All right, let me take the filter out.
Copywritten. There we go.
Here we go. Now it's blurred.
Put it in front of your face. Put it in front of your face.
All right, all right.
There. Oh, is that tips and tricks? Oh, tips and tricks. Yes. Okay. All right.
Tips and tricks July 1997. I actually bought this at a yesterday's books in the Bay Area. And the reason why I want to go through it is I thought it was so fascinating, man. And this is going to be one of those episodes where I can scan the pages, and when we talk about it, it'll come up here. So,
Okay.
yeah, so even though, yes, I know it's blurry for you, they'll get to see a nice high res scan of it. So, before we dive into it, tips and tricks. What is your memories of that magazine? Because I know you got memories.
Yeah. Yeah. Tips and tricks. I used to go into like Barnes and Nobles and go straight to the tips and tricks because I mean, this is like, this is. I mean, yeah, there was internet around, but it wasn't like, you could just search up a code like nowadays. You know what I mean? It was in its infancy, if you will. So there was still magazines were very much still the place to go for information. And so I used to go to Barnes and Nobles because it might be a game that I'm stuck on or something like that, or just a general knowledge of a certain game. And I would go in there, no joke, man. And I would take a little pen and pad and I would copy some of the codes. There might have been some people that, ripped out some pages or something like that. Not saying it was me. I heard it was some people that looked like me.
So, and you don't have to say where, but were you working at the game store or no? In 97?
At this time, no.
Okay. So you
Um,
you were still
I
about,
was. It was right. It was right after that, though. It was right after that. Yeah.
Okay, awesome. So this issue is from July 1997. Almost, was that almost 30 years, right? Basically 30 years.
Dude,
Yeah.
don't remind me, bro.
But this issue I had to grab because one, it was very cheap, and apparently there is a market for these magazines, man. Like
Yes,
they
there is.
they sell for like 20, 30 bucks each.
Yes, there is. So I have a lot of my original magazines, as you know.
Yes.
So we're talking Next Generation magazine. Game Fan was my favorite. I thought their art and their presentation was incredible.
Yeah.
But tons of Game Pro, of course, EGM, EGM2, um, Sega Visions, of course, Nintendo Power, and I have almost all of them still. And
Wow.
there is a huge market for that stuff, man. There's some people that I talk to, they're like, "What? You still got that one?" But unfortunately, with my Game Fan ones, I ripped out a lot of them because I would take the pictures because their pictures were so sick,
They're
dude. So
so
I would
sick.
take out their pictures, with a razor, and I would frame them. And I got some of those still framed up in my game room right now. A lot of people come by and they're like, "Dude, this is dope. Where'd you get this at?" Because with GameFan, they wouldn't put any advertisement on that particular page. It would just be like a super detailed artist rendition of like Link or say of like Joe Musashi Shinobi, something like that. One of my favorites, Panzer Dragoon. It was like when Panzer Dragoon Saga came out, they had a really nice one. I still got that one framed up, and it looks really nice because it looks like a professional piece of art that you bought. But I just ripped it out of the magazine. I framed it.
That's so awesome. So I love it. I love it because you're so right. Like they don't make advertisements like that anymore. That's for sure. And those advertisements
Oh,
were so
there's
fun.
it's a bunch of advertising vomit on everything, man.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
Yeah, but it's not the same though, right? Back in the day, it was like kind of fun, right?
Yeah.
But we're gonna go through this issue. Maybe not the entire. Maybe we'll do this in two parts. I don't know, because we want to keep these episodes at 30 minutes. But here's the thing: for those watching, if you want it longer, go in the comments. Obviously like, subscribe, all that jazz. But go in the comments and say you want them longer. Because if we see that you want them longer, we'll make them longer. So,
And
yeah,
if you want them shorter, just turn it off.
yeah, we can't go less than 30 minutes. That's for sure. Uh, so I'm gonna break down the cover first. So I'm gonna pull it back in my face so you can see it. So
Yeah.
the issue,
Okay. Yeah.
it's the exclusive strategy guide for Tekken 3. But the thing that really shocked me, you can't really see it on top, but I'm going to read it to you. It says inside War Gods. Remember that? You know War Gods, but here's the thing. You get a free War Gods pinup. There is a centerfold of War Gods in this issue.
It's in that issue right now.
Yes, and we'll get to
Oh,
that.
dude, you got to take it out. You got to take it out and frame it, bro.
It's not very good.
Oh no, I mean, neither was a game, but hey, it is what it is.
But on the magazine, and again, the viewers will be able to see it right here. It talks about arcade, Super NES, PlayStation, Genesis, Saturn, Nintendo 64, and more. The number one video game tips magazine. So on the cover, you have Tekken 3, beautiful on the cover. You have sides. Now tell me, I'm going to name all the games, and you tell me which one has a fond memory for you. We got on the right side of the issue, we got Broken Helix, Super GT, Need for Speed 2, Zelda 64, Tamagotchi, and Japan Report.
I always liked Japan Report because I was super into imports. Because you remember, I was a big Sega Saturn guy, and the games that they released in America, they were few and far between. All the best titles, man,
Mhm.
Batsugan and all the Capcom fighters that used the 4 meg cartridge, you know, they were all in Japan, man. The Macross, aka Robotech. So I was always into the import section to see what was going on there, what was coming out, what was out. And
That's
that
awesome.
was honestly, like you, that magazine and I think Next Generation was like the only stuff that covered like import stuff. So that was my favorite section. As far as the games go, it's funny that they named it Zelda 64.
Right. I thought that was interesting too because it's not called Zelda 64.
It's
Yeah.
not called Zelda 64. And this was during the time where before the Nintendo came out, it was supposed to be called Ultra 64. Remember that? It was in the
Oh, yeah.
arcade.
Yeah.
Whenever you played Cruising USA or Killer Instinct at the very beginning, it says it coming soon home to you on Nintendo's Ultra 64 and all that stuff. So It's funny they call it Zelda 64, which
That,
I could only assume they're talking about Ocarina of Time.
of course, which I definitely think there is, because it says Zelda 64 new screenshots. Wow.
Hmm.
So you have all that inside of the magazine, and then also more references. You have war gods, combo breakers revealed, and like that sounds silly, but like, how else would you figure out some of these combos, right? Like you would have to like either just fuck around or read a magazine, right?
Yeah, I mean, I had some friends that were really into fighting games, so I was lucky. And we were arcade rats.
Yeah.
So like when Killer Instinct came up with the combo breakers, we found out. I found out by watching them and playing them. They found out because they were going to tournaments like in the Bay Area and fighting all these cats that were like really good and learning from them. And so we learned and we taught a bunch of people here, in where we live. Um, but yeah, it was pretty much word of mouth. So for them to print stuff like that, especially with Tekken 3, because I remember that one magazine, that issue specifically for the Tekken 3 combos.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
I remember my friend, I won't say his name, he knows who he is. When he got the combo for what's the main guy? Kazuma.
Kazuma, yeah.
Um, he had the endless combo. Well, he was doing that to us.
Wow.
And I was like, dude, you can't get out of this thing no matter what. And I remember that specific magazine, and it showed you what to do and when exactly to
Oh,
do it. And when he tried that combo on me after I read that, it took me some time to get to it. And then I got out of the combo. He was like flabbergasted, and it threw him off his whole game. So now I'm coming back at you.
whoa.
And the best person to do it was with Law, because he was a martial law. He was really fast, and I did it. I did it to him again with Jax, not Jax. Who's the big? Yeah, I think it is the big robot dude. What's his name?
I've Jack, right?
Jack. Yeah, I said Jax, like
Yeah.
Mortal Kombat.
Yeah.
Jack. Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, Jack. I was able to do it with him too. But yeah, dude, that issue saved me.
That's amazing that you have memory tied to that, man. So
Hey, I don't remember what I wore yesterday, but I
but I remember
remember
that, yeah.
I remember Tekken 3. Yeah, in the arcade. Yeah, for sure.
So when you turn it over, how this is going to work, Nomad, is I'm going to turn the pages and I'm going to reveal you the page and we're going to talk about it. That's
Okay.
literally what this is. Uh, to the first ad right out the gate, and I know you're going to love this. Check this out. And again, for the audience, you'll see a nice scanned copy of it.
Ogre Battle. Yes. Is that the original Ogre Battle? Ogre Battle 64.
Ogre Battle Limited Edition,
Yes,
available exclusively on the PlayStation
on the
Game
PlayStation
console.
1. One of my favorites, man. Okay, so yeah, I love the strategy games
Oh
like
yeah.
that. I'm a big Shining Force fan. Shining Force was probably the first one that really got me. And then Shining Force 2, probably the pinnacle of the Shining Force games. I love Shining Force 3 on the Saturn. Unfortunately, it was 3 episodes, and America only got the first one. You had to import
Hmm.
episodes 2 and 3, and they were all in Japanese. So if you didn't have a translator or a translator guide, which kind of didn't exist back then, you were stuck. But Ogre Battle, yeah, man, this is pre Final Fantasy Tactics, I believe. Yeah, just a phenomenal game, phenomenal.
So
Still one of my favorites.
I love the tagline. It says, "Evil never sleeps, and now neither will you."
Pretty much, man, because those battles, you get in one battle. Like the first couple battles would take you, if you knew what you were doing, they would still take you about 30, maybe even 45 minutes. As the game progressed, you got to the bigger battles, man, because remember you had to recoup your losses on that game. You had to build up your people. You had to strategically place them in certain areas depending on, so you would lose 4 or 5 times sometimes before you won the battle. So you're talking about hour and a half, 2 hour battles. It
Wow.
was very, very time consuming. But the time flew by because the game was so good, dude. The
Yeah.
time flew by.
That's awesome, man. I love hearing that. So that's the first ad we get right out the gate. And then, you don't see this anymore, obviously. Well, you don't see magazines anymore, but you get the contents.
Yeah.
But do you see who's in the middle right there?
Is that no, I can't tell.
That's fucking Clint Eastwood for some reason.
Oh, there we go.
I don't know, but he's page 83. The
Is that a
department's
Dirty Harry game?
I have no idea. Not in 97?
Hmm. I don't
Um,
know. Dirty Harry, Leisure Suit Larry Harry,
Dirty Larry.
Leisure Suit Harry.
Harry Dirty Larry. uh, so in this, he says July 1997, you got departments, you got Power Up, Reader Tips, TNT Selected Games, Game Genie and Game Shark codes, which, come on, that's a blast of the past. And Letter from Betty, which I don't really remember what that was referring to. Do you know what that is?
I don't. I can only think it's probably they probably took some fan's letter and then named it Betty. And
And
because
that's,
remember, it was a big thing back in the day to get like fan mail and
yeah,
questions
yes.
about certain games and people that would rant or you totally screwed up on this article. You don't know what you're talking about, and they would always print it. That's only but I don't remember it, but I can only assume that's it.
Well, get ready because we're going to dive into that because I read some of those letters and they're funny. But so in the next page, it's Power Up, and I will show you. And again, every audience member will get a nice scan of it. So this is where you would see the
Wow.
all the staff. So shout out to the OG staff, which includes Chris, Jim, Tyrone, Ion, oh sorry, Leon, Nikos, Betty. Oh, there you go. Uh, Glenn and Deborah, or Deborah, depending how you say it.
No, it's definitely.
Okay, okay. Then right after that, we got ourselves. Now I don't know this game. You might know this game, Nomad, but I don't know it. The next ad, and again, these ads are so awesome. Take a look.
What is that?
It's called Tenka.
I do remember the name Tenka. I never played Tenka though. Tenka, right?
Yes. Oh, sorry, sorry. It's
Yeah.
called Codename Tenka.
Codename Tenka. Yeah. I do remember that game. I never played it.
Okay, so it says an evil corporation is threatening to kill humankind, and it's up to you as Tenka, a
Mm.
war-hardened resistance fighter, to stop them.
Well, it obviously wasn't that popular, so I wonder if their sales, kind of tanked, huh?
Hey, Tenka, you're right. Um, and it has a quote from Game Informer. It says,
It
"Nonstop
sucks.
action and excellent graphics."
That was a big see. That was a big thing back then, dude. Everyone's like, "How are the we?" Dude, so many people like, "Oh, this game's so dope." And they'd be like, they try to talk like they knew about video games. Like, yeah, well, hey,
Yeah,
what graphics? I'm like,
I know. That's how I know.
the fuck out of here, dude. I fucking hate that shit.
I love that you say that because to me, that's how you know you're not a gamer. Because who cares? It's about the
Yeah.
gameplay first and foremost.
It's about the gameplay most important. You can get a game that looks ugly, but it plays phenomenal, dude. Who
Exactly,
cares?
exactly. So now we're this is what I've been excited for to talk to you. This is readers' tips. This is where the readers write to the people, and again, I'll post this here.
I'm
And
ready.
I have to tell you, man, some of the ones I read are ridiculous. So, um, so here's a. I'm going to read one to you right now. It's called a quick question. The question is from Chad Schweem from Westland.
Chad, he's a Chad gamer. Okay.
Chad Schweem from Westland, Michigan, and his
Hold on. Let's take in the name. Show some respect to the name. You said Chad Schweem? That can't be right, dude. Is
yeah,
it what is it spelled backwards? Asshole? Come on, Chad Schweem. Okay, go ahead.
from Westland, Michigan.
Oh,
Uh,
and Chad, if you're watching this, I'm sorry.
yeah, oh, dude, he must be old.
Yeah.
um, his question literally is, "What is the best game for each system?" That's what he
Oh
wrote.
my God.
And I love it because this is back in the day where these, and you know this too, right? Where these editors would write whatever the fuck they want because we weren't so sensitive back then. And this is what they write. That's a toughie. We'd say Rise of the Robots for the Super NES and Genesis, Rise 2 Resurrection for the PlayStation and Saturn. Oh, wait a minute. Did you say the best game? Sorry, we can't help you with that one.
Yeah. Because Rise of the Robots sucked so bad, bro. Oh, and I was so excited for that game, and it was so bad. And unfortunately, I own it, but at the same time, it's kind of nostalgic too.
That's so fucking funny, man. So the more things we have on here, here's another one. All Too Easy. This is written by Shao Kahn from Moundsville, West Virginia.
Yeah, sure.
I swear. He says, "You will suffer and you will die. You will even burn in hell if you do not take the select section out of the magazine. If you do not, I will give you the Centaurians." They respond, "Sure, we believe you. Like we believe that Shao Kahn rules, sorry, that Shao Kahn rules the outworld from a place called Moundsville, West Virginia, West
Yeah.
Virginia."
Hey. Mountain Mama.
Dude, like
Yeah, dude.
this is so fucking funny, man.
Yeah,
Okay,
I love the snapbacks from the editors, man. I love them.
because you go, dude, you won't see that anymore. Like everybody's gonna be all like, "Well, I can't say that."
Yeah, they're on their feelings. Yeah, they're on the feelings, dude.
Exactly. You're gonna like this one here. The title was 100 Mega Shock. What is with this Neo Geo crap? It's dead. It's gone. I haven't seen it in over a year in tips and tricks. Get rid of it. Use the space for Nintendo 64. Yeah, I forgot. I love your magazine, and I have been a subscriber for over a year and a half. This is from Jeff Stewart from Claremore, Oklahoma. He says, "P.S. Get rid of Neo Geo." And they respond, "Are you kidding? Sure, the Neo Geo home system may be practically extinct, but in the arcades is a different story. And did you know that over 80% of tips and tricks players play arcade games?"
Well, one, he probably doesn't know what an arcade is.
He does live.
Two, N64 was probably his first system. And you know what's probably bittersweet? If what's his name?
What was that? Oh,
What's the
his
guy's name again?
Jeff Stewart.
Jeff Stewart. If
He-
you're the guy watching this right now, it would behoove you to go out and purchase or pre-purchase the Neo Geo AES Plus that's about to drop in September, and you're going to regret writing that because the fact that people can now own a Neo Geo AES system at a third of the price, in some cases a fifth of the price that it used to cost, and enjoy arcade perfect translations and still take your memory card to the arcade and continue. Come September, I hope to God he buys it and realize what an ass he was for writing that. Shame on him. The
30,
Neo Geo is a god. It's a god system, dude.
30 years ago, though, mind you.
Well, he can. No, I won't say it.
Go
He can kiss a 30-year-old ass or more than that.
Okay, and another little sweet thing here, and again, I'll post this. Back in the day, you used to be able to, you used to be able to send photos of your high scores and your times. Do you remember that?
Yeah, yeah. Hmm.
Somebody submitted their time for Mario Raceway for Mario Kart 64. Then that time was 59 seconds, which is amazing. But what's interesting is that they list a bunch of people that have the best times, and one of those times comes from
Is
my hometown.
oh,
Comes at 1 minute and 22 seconds. Andy Matz of Manteca, California.
Andy. Shout out to Andy representing the 209, baby.
Wow. I mean, he wasn't number one, but whatever.
Hey, he was
Hey,
on the list.
you're not first, you're last. You know what I'm saying, buddy?
Yeah.
uh, and then another cute little thing they do here that I think you'll find fun is if you look here. Okay, well, I'll just tell you. It's and again, the audience will have a nice little photo of it here. Token of the month, where they get an arcade token and they celebrate that. And this month is from an arcade called Scandia Arcade Center in Riverside, California.
Ooh,
Yeah,
nice. I used
yes.
to love the arcade tokens, man, because they were customized for that specific arcade, even though they pretty much work anywhere because the tokens were tokens. But it always felt like a good deal. You would throw in $1, you would get 5 tokens back instead of like the standard quarter. So it was like,
Oh,
extra incentive. And I still have a bunch of tokens from like the places around here. We're from California, Northern California, and I have stuff from there, the Bay Area, Valley, even some from Southern California that I would
awesome.
keep. And I just love looking at them, man. Of course, the Chuck E. Cheese tokens, all that stuff, man.
Yes.
I love him, man. I love him. Even all the way up to like Whimsy when Whimsy was around.
Oh, hell yeah. Awesome. I love that, man. So read your tip goes on for another page, and this is page 8. By the way, we're only on page 8, and we're 24 minutes in the show. So this is definitely going to be a multi thing. Um, I have to read this one to you because I feel like this was kind of ahead of its time. It says, the tagline is "They got next," and it says, "What's up? Did you hear about the Women's National Basketball Association? I wanted to ask you a question. Do you think they'll ever make a WNBA Jam game? So NBA Jam, but WNBA." He goes, "I'm very curious on your thoughts. Anyways, this is Anthony Bad Dog Marshall from Fort Washington, Maryland. The response is, great question, Bad Dog. We checked with the claim, which owns the rights to the NBA Jam name, and we're told that there are no current plans for NWA Jam, the game. However, the NWA marketing and licensings are handled
Oh,
by
hold on. You keep saying NWA.
NW. I do.
WNBA. I was like, is Easy E all of a sudden gonna come out and start dunking on people, dude? Like, hold on.
I'm
Like,
sorry.
hey, is that
I'm
hey,
sorry.
look, hey, is that Dr. Dre over there, guys? Come on, could you imagine? Could you imagine like dude, NWA? Are you kidding me? Like Ice Cubes, like we be coming dunking on people. Come on, man. WNBA.
Oh my God. That's so funny. Oh my God, I'm dying. You're right. I can't say it. Sorry.
Oh man, dude.
WNBA.
Apologies to Arabian Prince, dude. Sorry.
Okay. Um, however, the WNBA marketing is handled by NBA Properties, which is also responsible for NBA and USA Basketball. Now, which video game publisher has previously released both NBA and USA Basketball games? That's right. It's EA Sports. EA has not confirmed that a WNBA title is in the works, but gee, imagine WNBA Live 98. Doesn't sound like a bad idea. Heck, why not just include women in the NBA Live 98 game? Now, I bring this up because what happened not that long ago,
NBA 2K, yep. NBA 2K started Visual Concepts, put women in the NBA 2K. Even had him on the cover, which was freaking awesome. And I know right now, Ice Cube, because not Ice Cube, he's part. Hey, he's a part of what the big three or whatever it's
yeah,
called.
yeah.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. You know, he's like yeah, because he was thinking about NBA Jam the whole time. NWA Jam, dude.
I can't believe I did that. Sorry. But dude, talk about that. Like this question was literally almost 30 years ago, and it took us almost 30 years to get to that point because that was like what, only 5 years ago, I think, when it started, right?
What the WNBA?
No, I'm saying being added to NBA 2K.
Oh yeah, I think so. I think it was like I think it was like 3, 4 years ago, maybe five. But no, the going back to the original question, he's it's according to his question, the WNBA or NWA, whatever you want to call it,
Right?
wasn't even out yet. Like they were forming it, right? That according to his question, because
Yes.
I can't remember when WNBA
I guess
or
that's
their
true.
first inaugural like game was. I remember I watched it and I made sure I watched it. I watched it with my niece. She was small at the time, but my dad was like, what are you watching? I was like, sitting down and watching WA because I'm watching history right now.
You
You know
said
what I mean? Like
said
I
NWA
want
right now.
what'd you say?
You just said NWA yourself.
Yeah, see, there we go. I'm watching NWA, dude. NWA basketball. I'm telling you. You
Good.
got the DOC double dribbling, dude. Come on. Is it funky enough? It's funky enough for everybody.
I love it, man. But dude, I think you're right because he does say, "Did you hear about it?" So that means it's
Yeah.
just, yeah, wow, that's crazy. And now you got players like Caitlin Clark who are in the NWA or the WNBA that is just killing it, right? Like, I mean, who would have
You
thought?
got what's her name? You got what's her name?
Oh
Pointing
yeah,
at everybody. I
yep.
forgot her name.
I'm gonna put the
No
meme right
disrespect.
here.
Yeah.
There you go. That's funny. I'm gonna put the meme there, and it's gonna say, "I play for the NWA."
NWA, yeah, yeah. Have Yeah, have a big have Yella's face right there, dude.
Yellow space. That's so funny. But that's the last question of reader tips. And again, what's also cool below there, and you guys can see this, there's a cool little comic book called The Arcade Brigade. I remember I used to love reading that. So yeah, you guys can check that out real quick. The next ad is for Star Fox 64. Save the universe, save the universe sweepstakes. If you could be any one of Star Fox 64 characters, which one would you be and why? You write that in, you tell them how you feel, and you can win a N64 with three controllers, three rumble packs, and Star Fox 64. This is
Hold
also
on.
what?
You could win with three controllers or three extra controllers.
Three extra
Because why
controllers.
would you? Okay, I'll say, why would you give somebody three controllers? They would just sit there and be sad, like, oh, I can't even play four players, man. Did Easy steal it?
Oh my God. That's so fucking funny. But yeah, what's funny is that there was just a new Star Fox game that just came out.
Yeah, which is essentially a remake of 64. And
Wow.
I really I liked pretty much all the Star Fox games. And of course you had the Star Fox 2 one that released on the Super Nintendo Mini that was never like officially released, so that was cool too. But it used the FX chip and all that stuff on the Super Nintendo one. But I always enjoyed all I'm a fan of shmups and rail shooters. I was a big fan of. So like, that one, of course, Panzer Dragoon, of later on like Crimson Skies, just the kind of shooter. I've always been a fan of those, man. So, but yeah, going back to that, because remember when I believe there was a package for N64 where it came with a Rumble pack. Remember that?
Mm-hmm. I do. That was like one of the reasons why you got the remote pack, right? Because you bought that game and it came with it.
Mhm.
Yeah.
That was their like kind of promotion to introduce, like try to get everybody on the Rumble pack.
God,
Smart. It was smart too.
like, did you never see shit like that anymore, man? Hey, according to gaming, you're not even gonna get disc anymore.
Oh, dude, that's a whole nother episode. We gotta get with our boys at Sigma Duocast to get on that one, man, because it's got to be like a four-way, probably a 5 hour. Don't even get me started on the non-physical. We're gonna give you a box with a code in it.
Yeah.
Stop, dude. Oh,
Well, the next couple pages, because obviously tips and tricks was always about the strategy guide, right? About learning what to do in the games. I don't think we're going to dive into the game aspect of that because I feel like it's not really going to be it's going to be hard to do that via here. But what I will say is the first strategy guide is Broken Helix, which I don't really remember that game. Do you remember that game?
yeah, I remember Broken English show.
What was that kind of
But
game? Okay.
well, let's go to the strategy guides because you
Yeah.
were talking the value of magazines, dude. Value of these old strategy guides
Oh,
have gone through the freaking roof, dude. Especially like some of the AAA titles and stuff. Like somebody finds out you have a GoldenEye strategy guide, or you have the original strategy guide to like Link to the Past, dude. Shadow Man, it goes through the roof. You know what I mean? Like it's crazy how much these are now. And of course, we're in the era where like retro is hot right now, and a lot of people are flipping stuff. But um, yeah, man, it's crazy. These prices are going crazy. They're almost going up as much as RAM right now.
I think you're say
Maybe
Pokemon
not that
cards.
bad. Or another one, don't tell me, or One Piece. But Broken Helix, I remember the game. I can't remember the gameplay. I do apologize to the developers and the publishers. But I
Looks
do
like
remember Broken
it looks
Helix.
like a third person or first person adventure game. Adventure game.
Yeah,
Yeah.
sounds about right.
Never played that one either. I always wanted to, but I never did. But yeah, so Broken Helix has a little strategy guide in here. And then once we get past that, we get to another ad, which again, I love these ads. And honestly, I this is for WCW versus the world. And I feel like wrestling video game ads were some of the best, man. They were so
Oh,
ridiculous. Like,
for sure. Yeah.
if you can see that.
Yeah.
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 And then
For sure.
Hulk Hogan just died, so Lex Luger. But there's a very controversial person out here. You have Hulk Hogan, Lex Luger, Dean Malenko, Eddie Guerrero, Ric Flair, Chris Benoit. Do you know about that?
Ooh. Hey, he killed his family, man.
Yeah, yeah. And he is right here in a video game magazine. That's a fucking killer, man. A murderer is in a magazine.
Yeah, and I believe they did with the autopsy, and then later on when the when the whole stuff about CTE came out, I believe they went back and examined, and he had like massive CTE.
Really? I didn't know that. Okay.
Yeah,
That would
it's
make
sad.
sense.
That's a sad story. But yeah, he went in, killed his wife, kids. Like that's
Yeah. And then remember, they didn't know originally what happened, so they did like the memorial for him. Oh, well, we can't support what he did. You know what I mean?
celebrate murder. Yeah.
Yeah. Um, then
Sad.
that was up.
I said sad.
Very sad indeed. Now, the next one after that was going to be Tekken 3, the full strategy guide for that. And again, like we don't have to dive into that, but you know, really cool stuff. I love seeing the art. You get to see the characters, and they have like little bios about the characters. That was always cool, right? Because to create more life into them. It has every single character move. Jesus, man, like you were saying about earlier, you can
Dude,
everything. Yeah.
the count, the counters, the endless combos, the counters, what you do, like it had everything in there. How to beat certain characters. It was a true strategy guide. But I like what you brought, what you talked about, how it has the character bios and stuff. Because back then, it was. I mean, it still kind of is today, but probably more so. But back then, a fighting game was just a fighting game. Like you went out and you played Virtua Fighter, it was just Virtua Fighter. It had like a little kind of bio before you picked the character. But it wasn't until like MK, Mortal Kombat came out, and there was like all this like backstory to it and stuff. And I think that's how we were able to get the movies because it was like kind of interesting. So a lot of fighting games started doing that. Like, oh, this is a character from this town, and they were trained by this guy, and whoever they were trained by, a certain character, the infamous Shun-Di or whatever,
Yeah.
would eventually be a character later on. Capcom did that with Street Fighter. They had their main characters, and it wasn't until later on they kind of introduced some of the characters from like the original Street Fighter or some of the characters from like Final Fight, and they all had a backstory to them, so you kind of knew where they came from, and it added life to the game rather than it just be just a fighting game. Okay, we fight each other, we're done. It was kind of you wanted to see the ending, like what it was about and stuff. So that was kind of cool.
Yeah, totally. And it's funny because in between the Tekken ad, do you remember? I remember seeing these all the time. The little cards. I never understood why Tips and Tricks had arcade strategy guides for racing games. Do you understand why? Because they have one here for Sega Super GT.
Probably different like lines to take, maybe.
Okay.
Um I could definitely see one for say like virtual racing or especially um was it the Rush games because they had a different paths and stuff.
Yeah.
I could see that. Daytona for sure. I could see that because remember on Daytona, like in the arcade, it always had that was it what's it called? The when you go when you go to Vegas, the slot machine. What is it called? And you would hit the button, and depending on if you squared up the right symbols, it would affect your game somehow.
Really?
So yeah, so I could see that. And I mean, you think about it, like Mario Kart, there's tons of strategy in that one, and
Yeah.
that's technically a racing game.
But to say, would you think Super GT needs it?
I'm not a Super GT expert, but I'm sure there's some stuff in there. We're like, hey, this is where you're gonna want to drift somebody. You're gonna want to take this turn a certain way. I don't know. Never know.
I was- I thought you were the expert. Come on now.
No, not on everything. No.
Not on everything. Most things, but not everything. Uh, yeah, so after that, we get to what I've been looking forward to, War Gods Strategy Guide. Now, again, we don't need to talk about that, but I just gotta, if you can see this character, oh my gosh.
Redhead, or is that a devil?
It's like, I don't know, he's wearing a kabuki mask, and
Oh, it's like Onimusha.
yeah, and his name doesn't have a name, but yeah. Now, can you tell us anything about War Gods?
No,
No.
no.
Did you like it?
I can't even remember where. I mean, I know that War Gods came out. I cannot remember playing it. I'm sure I did, but it wasn't memorable enough for me. So no.
I can't wait to post the high res of these characters because listen to how generic it is. A Huakin, Anubis, Pagan, Tech, Maximus, Psi 5, Warhead, and Voodoo.
It's a fighter, right?
It's like a 3D fighting game.
3D fighting. Yeah, I remember War Gods. I remember now.
Yeah, it's that.
I remember War Gods. Yeah, it wasn't good.
Yeah, but now what we've all been waiting for. We got to look at the pinup,
Uh-oh.
right?
Crazy.
How many kids, teens, took this, framed it, and was like, damn, look at that War Gods babe. That's
I'm sure you did.
why it's weird because this last page is sticky. Anyways,
Hey, it came from you, so you're talking about me and my game fans.
I'm gonna go
War
ahead.
god, more like whore gods.
Shh, don't tell anybody. Um,
But you know,
Coach, I'm gonna pause this here because we are almost 50 minutes into this, and we are at page 46. We will come back.
did you say 50 minutes?
Yeah.
Oh wow. Okay. Yeah, NWA took a while.
And there's still more stuff in here I want to talk to you about, but we'll get to that next time.
On part two
But
of GamePapas part two.
yeah. Um, but before we wrap up, Mr. Nomad, what did you think about going down the memory lane of a magazine?
I like it, man. Dude, every once in a while I'll bust some out. I honestly I have some right next to the John, dude. So you'll sit there, you need some quality time, some quiet time. It's good to go down, memory lane, man. I'll bust one out and start reading about, you know, this game called Biohazard that's not going to be released in America. Oh, it's Resident Evil, stuff like that. Like, oh crap, just and the ones that really get me is when they talk about like, especially video game systems, like, oh, this is coming out and it never does.
Yeah.
And you're like, oh, it could have been,
Ben.
like the Nintendo PlayStation or the Conix, Super System, going back to like when CDI and they have advertisements for the Zelda game coming out in CDI. You're just like, dude, this is like lost history. And and some games come out, some don't, and the ones that do, it's you want to preserve them, but going back to the whole Sony thing, and even Microsoft's doing it too, getting rid of the physical media, man. It's going by the wayside, which is sad.
Very sad, man. And yeah, I thought this would be a little fun little thing to do, and I'm glad you enjoyed it. And I hope the listeners enjoy it, the viewers enjoy it too. And you know, maybe we finish this issue. I don't know. I mean, the rest of it's just more strategy guides, but we also got a lot to talk about. So maybe next episode we talk about more fun things. What do you think, sir?
I love it. Let's do it.
Ah, hell yeah. All right. Mr. Nomad, tell them where they can find you online and all that great stuff as always.
On Instagram, handle retro_gaming_nomad. You can check out the games, systems and stuff that I post. I always try to leave a little bit of tidbit information rather than just posting stuff. If you guys want to see more, hit me up. I've been kind of slacking lately, so I got to get on that. But yeah, in fact, I'm probably going to do a post right now after we get off this. So maybe some game fan if I can get the pages unstuck.
I like that. Now, be sure to also follow us at Uncle Dad Talks on Instagram as well. And be sure to like, subscribe, and comment and follow all that stuff. Do all the things here on YouTube because, you know, it's great that you watch, but, we need it to matter. And so please like, comment, subscribe, be a part of the community. And again, you can find here on this channel not only the Game Papas Redux, but you can also find my show, the main show, one of the main shows, I should say, Uncle Dad Talks, where I talk to people and celebrities. And most recently, Mr. Nomad, I just had the actor who plays Sub Zero in the new Mortal Kombat movies.
Oh, is it Ren from NWA? Sorry, I had to thought. I think Ren was the only one I forgot. But go ahead. No, I don't know his name. I'm sorry.
Joe Taslim, who acted in the Mortal Kombat 1 and 2, the remakes that just came out, which are pretty great, by the way, if you haven't seen those.
Love it. Shout out to Joe.
Shout out to Joe indeed. And last but not least, remember everybody, have a good time, be safe, take care of each other, and peace, love, game on. And we'll see
Game
you
on, baby.
next week.